Hi everybody, it's Diana. Let's see what the energy we have for Wednesday, December 15th. Well, that card wanted to come out. Let's see. The card is the moon. You see the moon in the background with some animals hollering. Looks like two dogs or a dog or a wolf hollering at the moon. And there's crab coming out. There's sea and there's energy. So a lot of times when I look at the moon card, I am thinking about have you guys noticed like the anecdotally people always talk about during full moon, it's like people go a little bit crazy, hospitals are overflowing with like gunshot victims or crazy accidents, and people's energy seem to go a little off the rail and emotion run high. That's very much the energy I see when I'm looking at the full moon energy. I know for a fact that December 15th is not a full moon, but that tends to be the energy that we're working with. It's almost like a restlessness of animals hollering at the moon. Maybe you don't know what's going on with yourself, but you're feeling a little bit of moody. Some of you might feel like you're a little anxious, or you have excessive energy that you almost want to get rid of, like you're unsure, but you're unsure of exactly what's going on, but you're feeling a little antsy, a little moody, and like you don't know what to do with yourself. And that's kind of the energy I am picking up from this card. It's a very much like a restlessness. I don't know what I want, but I know I don't want this kind of energy. Like maybe you're feeling like your sweetie is driving you crazy. Maybe just got in a fight with your mom, or it's a very unsettling kind of energy. And I know it depends on where you live right now in the world. There's a lot of stuff going on, with the economy, with policies, with government, with health and COVID-19. The news cycle is just kind of brutal. I'm not even looking at the advice card yet here, but I'm already feeling like just by looking at the energy of the day, I'm going to think that in addition to whatever the advice card has for us, maybe just to calm down a little bit, knowing that this too shall pass. For as much as crazy energy is going on, that sometimes it's best to not overreact and jump into conclusions. Sometimes it's best just to sit back and see how things unfold. And that's very much like the energy I'm seeing with this day. And let's see what we have in terms of advice card. Oh my gosh, come on. Okay. Again, the advice card is called Deep Knowing. I'm laughing because I am seeing like a big owl on top of like a full moon, on top of something else that looks like another full moon. And that's why it's almost like when you look at it, it's three different moons. And that's why I was chuckling a little bit. Oh, sorry guys, something got knocked over and I have to run quickly to pick up that mess so it doesn't get crazier. Okay, what was I saying? So a lot of times, the moon energy also, the moon in tarot also speaks to our fear and also deception. Like, where have you guys ever heard of that phrase, the dark side of the moon? Like the fear of what's out there. What am I not seeing? Am I being deceived? Things that are being like a little wonky. Sometimes maybe a friend asks you to make an investment and you don't know for sure, but something feels a little wonky. It's like best to walk away, or someone's telling you a story, but you get this feeling like you're not hearing everything about the story. That's the kind of energy that this card holds sometimes, that people talk about. Oh, it stands for fear and anxiety, sort of the darkest part of the night, the things we're not seeing clearly. It's interesting because this advice card is so much about trusting our intuition. It's very much about trusting your hunches. So if you are given an opportunity and it sounds like a little too good to be true, you're mostly correct that it's going to be something amiss that you don't know about. It's best to walk away. Or a lot of times there is very much sort of the message of you have to look within yourself, and there's a deep knowing part of you that you already know. So trust your hunches, trust that intuition, where that little, what we always talk about, that little inner voice that's telling you. A lot of times we are so good at ignoring that voice, but more often than not, when we look back, we always say, oh, I should have listened to my inner voice. I knew that person was trouble, or I know that opportunity sounded a little too good to be true, should have not got in bed with, XYZ or 123. This card sort of speak to that intuition that we should know. And there's another element of the deep knowing card is a lot of times owl stands for wisdom and protection, because in the old times it's a symbol of protection in a lot of different culture. And there's very much about like a psychic protection, that if you're feeling suspicious or if you feel like you're being overloaded with information that you don't trust, it's very much that energy about let's get re-grounded again. Let's get grounded. Let's tune out a little bit. So give ourselves a little time out to set up energetic boundaries, and just boundaries in general. If people are pushing our boundaries and we're feeling very uncertain about it, it's time to put our foot down, sort of let people know that, what's what, and we're not going forward until we're absolutely sure. Don't let your guards down right now. It's very much about trusting your intuition, taking care of yourself. If you don't trust someone, or you feel like information is too good to be true, it's okay to say no thank you to somebody in your life. And a lot of times, we have that one friend who's always coming up with the latest idea or the latest investment. And more times than not, it's not the right opportunity. And it's okay to say, I need some time to think about it, or not right now. Trust your intuition, trust your gut today, people. You have to trust yourself, because at the end of the day, who knows you better than you? Hopefully, as we get older, we know ourselves better than anyone else know us, right? And that's what I see for today. And thank you again for listening. Let me know how your day turned out, and I'll see you again, guys, tomorrow.